Welcome to the Solomon Show. Thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone is doing well. On today's panel, we have Gabriel. And we also have your one and only host, Solomon. Now let's get right into it. It's time for the quote of the day. Today's quote of the day is, at some point, you have to realize that some people can stay in your heart, but not in your life. Let's get into our next story. Okay, what's the next story?
Am I right or am I wrong for shutting out my brother's ex-girlfriend because she left him after he couldn't provide her the life she wanted?
Wait, one more time?
Am I right or am I wrong for shutting out my brother's ex-girlfriend because she left him after he couldn't provide her the life she wanted?
Okay.
My oldest brother had a girlfriend. It was his wife and all, but marriage. But she refused to marry him until he could buy a certain type of ring for the type of wedding, etc. They have a child together now, 3 years old, who's an angel and lovely part of the family. They broke up perhaps a year ago now. The reason being that as ambitious and entrepreneurial as my brother is, he hasn't been able to be making the kind of consistent high money to afford the lifestyle she wants. Despite his core parts of a rather big family have kept contact with her to the point of her being a big part of her sister's wedding. My brother says and does nothing because he's the gentlest person ever, and we have a lot of turbulence in our childhoods with no father figure around, so he does everything he can to avoid that distance. However, I can't stand to see such a gentle and hardworking man have someone who treats him like a bank or nothing and uses their child to keep herself anchored to her family even after leaving him for such ugly reasons. I cannot stand it. It's disrespectful and ugly, and I want nothing more than to shut her out and go full cold shoulder, even though my brother would never do it. So am I wrong to try and cut her out of at least our part of the family so that there's some consequence to her life choices?
He asks, am I right or am I wrong? Unfortunately, this is not so black and white. I can say that because been there, done that. Remember I talked about earlier in other episodes about life being a circle and the characters have different names? Well, you have this character, which is the outsider, like I said, that comes in, try to break up the whole family. Well, this is an experienced gold digging beep. You can fill in the blank with whatever four-letter word you want. This is an experienced one. And this is going to be a hard one to beat on your own. So you're going to need the rest of the family or a big chunk of the family to back you up. Because I can tell you from experience, if you don't have that, you're going to lose the fight. And you can be a big, bad behemoth, but even the big, bad behemoth will lose. And you don't want wasted years, wasted time, all of that. So, if you're on your own in this, the parents don't support you, back you up, just let your brother be. Because you have to live your life. You need to do your thing. Because basically, this B, it's gonna... Sorry, I'm taking it back to video games. This is a real big, powerful boss. And if you're the healer, or you're the magician, or you're the warrior person, you can't beat him on your own. You need the collective, a whole team. I can't think of the word right now, but when you go and you fight the big boss, you need the whole team to do it. You can't do it on your own. So just save your time, save your money, save your trouble, because you're going to spend years trying to fight this boss, and you're going to lose. Or you may not lose, you may walk away with 1 hit point left, and still walk away alive, but all the time you spent fighting this boss was just wasted time. So, another way to look at it is Diablo 4, right? Got a big boss, I go try to hit it, boop, I'm dead. Oops. Okay, well, that's not working. Let me call my brother, call some friends. Hey, can you help me with this boss? We come in this group. Oh, that was so easy. It's up to you. I say, talk to your family first. If they're on the same page and you're willing to slay this boss, great. If not, move on. That's it. Any more? Okay. Now it's time for Say Cheese in our getaway to Guadalajara. It's my little Archie and my little kitty together. Last year, Archie had his turn being remembered. I think this year, it's gonna be Kitty's turn. You know, ever since I was a little kid, I was fascinated by skeletons. And my mom's side of the family, that was Chinese, they all thought there was something wrong with me. But fast forward to now and going throughout Mexico and seeing all the skeletons, I feel right at home. I think Mexico gets me. I know I've had a million pictures of this La Catrina, but I'm telling you, if you see how huge it is with a waterfall coming out of its arm, you will understand. It's just so incredible. Let's get into our next story. Okay, what's our next story?
Am I right or am I wrong for ruining my sister's wedding and apparently seducing her husband?
For ruining my sister's wedding and seducing your husband. Okay, what did you do?
I'm Anastasia, 25 female, and I got married to the love of my life, Elijah, 28 male, 3 years ago.
How old is she?
25.
25 and 28, okay.
He's usually very stern and serious around the people and has a really hard time opening up. Elijah has been in the same friend group as my sister in high school, but it was a huge group and they did not interact much that I'm aware of, as she would only hang out with 3 to 4 people at a time. My sister, 29 female, became very conservative after high school for no particular reason, and when I got engaged was constantly arguing with me on how inconsiderate I was to get married before her, though I won't take her, as it was a family tradition for the eldest to get married first, but I really wanted to marry Elijah.
Okay.
My sisters throughout childhood has always berated me for being into my looks. I can understand that, as I used to apply some makeup every morning before high school and loved clothes and shopping, But it came to blows when I finished high school with high grades, and she accused me of seducing a teacher for that.
Oh.
This has been a recurrent theme in my life, but I can see her view as she perceives me as shallow. For context, Elijah and I met at a fundraiser for his company, and by that point, him and my sister were not in touch at all, and I did not know him. He was quite serious but amazing. He did not care I loved partying, and even that I did summers as an aerial dancer. He used to bring me large bouquets and take out every night for the first month of our relationship. When he proposed, my sister kept insisting that we get a prenup, which I wouldn't have cared about as I understood he owned a pretty decent asset whilst I was working in sales and my side fund jobs.
Wait, time. Why is this any of the sisters' business? So she's approaching the guy to get a prenup against the sister, or what? Or think like it does? It sounds like the guy has more than her, or the guy has more than this sister, and then this sister is saying get a prenup against my sister.
No. For the sister to get a prenup, but doesn't make sense.
But if he has more, then what? I don't understand. Yeah, but the main thing is, why are you getting involved in their relationship? It doesn't make any sense.
Elijah told her to F off, which caused a fight between me and him and later resolved it. Anyways, this year she...
Okay, so basically, the sister tried to mend their relationship, the guy snapped at her, and this sister actually defended her sister. Which is nice. So she chose the sister over the guy that's big. Okay.
Anyways, this year she got engaged to a guy, Nico, 38. They have a 9-year age gap. But I think it doesn't matter as she's 29. Nico, like her, is also very conservative, and whenever I post stories of me and Elijah going into clubs, which we often do together, my sister's always saying we should not disrespect Nico like that ever. Like, whatever. Nico and I have only met passing a few times. He's decent looking too, but too old for me and Elijah. Is very serious and quiet around other people, so he never comments on Nico. I usually get into fights quick, especially when Nico discusses the role of a woman, purity culture, and how I didn't invest in my marriage as a party. Elijah usually says a few words to shut the argument, and we both don't pay mind into it at home. 2 weeks ago was the engagement party for my sister and Nico. I'm a bridesmaid, and my sister began rattling a list of what to do. She told me to dye my hair, which has been light blonde since I was a kid and I loved it. She told me not to stand in any pictures during the wedding, and when I questioned it, she said I knew I was pretty and that's the only thing about me. I got angry and said I won't be your bridesmaid. However, after consolation from her parents, I reluctantly agreed except to her bizarre conditions.
Oh my god.
The following day, I was mostly at her and Nico's apartment helping her finalize details and such. Nico didn't have much opinions as he thought it was girlish and childish, but whatever. I must have mentioned that Elijah was out of the country on a business trip, and the shocker came 8 days ago when Nico came to my house uninvited. I was still cordial and offered water and stuff, and then Nico said he wanted to invite me to his bachelor trip. I was confused and I asked if he meant Elijah, but he
Yeah,
said
bachelor trip is for men. What is going on here?
no, you should come since you're such a party girl. You'd like my friends. They like girls like you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's an insult right there, saying that she's a slut or whatever and they like sluts. What the hell? You come over to my house and insult me? Get the hell out of here before I beat the hell out of you. And then call the sister right away. Out of here before I beat the hell out of you. And then call the sister right away and say what just happened. Oh my gosh. And then call the parents so they know, because scum like this are going to spread rumors and stuff. So you got to back yourself up and call your sister, call your parents, let everybody know what happened before he starts slandering. Oh my gosh. Continue.
It was so absurd. I told him I'm married to Elijah, who I love, and I'm more than just a party girl or entertainer, and for him to say that in a demeaning manner is horrible.
Exactly.
I told him to leave. And then I left my sister a voicemail telling her everything.
Yes.
And she didn't reply to anything. I called Elijah after, casually telling that Nico said what Nico said. And Elijah didn't say much, but the next time he was home, even though the trip was for 3 more days, Elijah said he doesn't want me going to the wedding, which I even considered.
Yeah.
4 days ago at a family potluck, with a few people only, I went so I could see my sister and get a reply or anything. The minute I entered, everybody looked at me weird, and my sister began shouting. My mother said that inviting Nico to the house and wearing such slutty clothes to seduce him was horrible. Obviously, I was puzzled. I said he was not invited, and yes, I roamed around in a long t-shirt and underwear, but when I saw him, I put on shorts, which is beside the point. I told them that Nico had said, and they all said that I was wrong for seducing him, and how he's almost 40-year-old guy and he would know better. After this, I came home to Elijah, who got really angry, and the next day, without my knowledge, he texted me that he was getting drinks after work, which is fine, but 4 hours in, I got a frantic call from my sister about how Elijah was punching Nico at the bar, as apparently Nico had a picture of me changing, probably when I thought no one was watching, when I helped my sister as a bridesmaid. This disturbed me a lot and made me very uneasy. Elijah basically said no way in hell we're going to the wedding, and my entire family thinks I ruined the wedding and seduced Nico because I was clearly trying to suggest stuff. Now I'm questioning if I was knowingly.
If I was knowingly what?
If she was seducing unknowingly.
I mean, I'm just trying to think from her point of view. For me, if somebody knocks, I would check to see who it is. Obviously, if it's him, I would like throw on some clothes or something. So I think she's wrong in that sense. But at the same time, too, I'm trying to think, well, if he pops over, I would think like, oh my God, is my sister okay? Let me just open the door. Wait, what's going on? Da 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 da. You know, in general, if people are super judgmental, something is up. If you're all da 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 da, you this, you that, blah 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 blah, you know, those preachy people, this, that, all day long, the hand is doing like this, you know they're hiding something. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, what is going on? Like, for the sister and this guy to be doing all this weird stuff. It just sucks that you're kind of thrown in the middle of it. And I don't think violence is the answer, but I do applaud Elijah for kicking that guy's butt. Because why are you having like pervert videos of my wife and stuff? So, I don't know. The whole thing is a mess. I think they're making the right decision to not go to the wedding. I think they should just step away from the family for a while. Because this pervert Nico, this won't be the first time. This won't be the last time. He's going to start some mess with somebody else and get exposed. and then hopefully the family comes back and apologizes to the sister. But it just kind of sucks that way back when the sister came over and had a fight or whatever with Elijah, the sister went and defended the sister. So that's sisterly love. But when the roles are reversed, the sister didn't do the same. So kind of sucks, but it's like what my mentor always told me in high school, that the good son, or in this case the good daughter, is always going to be the one that suffers the most. And I said, well, that's not fair. Then I don't want to be the good son anymore. And she goes, well, you have to be. And I said, why? And she says, because you're the good son. I'm like, I don't like the answer. Give me a raise. Anyways, that's my advice. You just step out, stay out of it, and that guy will get what's coming to him. Just be careful, because you don't want Nico to do something to Elijah either, and Elijah gets in trouble, because he will back you up, which is what a husband should do. But you don't want to get violent and Elijah gets arrested or something. Just stay away. It's for the better. That's it.
My only question is, why is there still a wedding?
Because this girl, the older sister, she's 29, and she feels like, oh, I'm going to be an old maid, I'm going to be a spinster. She has that kind of ancient times mindset thing that, oh, I need to rush. Doesn't matter if I'm happy or not. I just need to follow the steps and not evolve with the times. And that's it. She's going to learn the hard way. That's it. She wants to get married, to check that off her list, and she obviously hasn't watched my show to know that getting married is the biggest decision of your life, because it could wreck your life, and she's going to learn the hard way. But at least she can say she got married, right? But then I can't get married, or I may not be able to get married. Go figure. Now it's time for some movie magic in our getaway to Guadalajara.
Ay, hijita, me asustaste.
Abuelo, ¿a dónde se fue la abuela? ¿Volverá?
Ay, mi niña. Para responderte eso, tengo que contarte una historia tan larga y vieja como tu abuelo. Esta maravillosa historia debemos encender para preparar el ambiente con un poco de magia y purificación. Y así traer las memorias de tiempos pasados. Ahora sí.
Let's get into our next story. Okay, what's the next story?
My wife, 28 female, cheated for 2 years. Confessed because she was scared of him and now wants to see him again.
Wait. My wife cheated on me for 2 years, and she confessed because the guy was a psycho. And now she wants to see him again. So my thing is, why are you still even with her? That's her karma. Cut her out of your life. Let her have fun with Frankenstein or whatever, and you live your life. That's it. Okay, let's see what happens.
I, 25 male, don't know what to do. We've been together for 8 years and married for 4. Over the past 2 years, my wife, 28, has been cheating on me with another man. She recently confessed everything because she said she had become scared of him. In agreement with her, I actually allotted them to meet one last time so she could get closure.
What? What? Oh, yeah, just meet one more. What? I'm just gonna zip my mouth and let you finish telling me, because this person is crazy, and I will decide at the end if I'm gonna even give an answer. But it makes sense. Crazy attracts crazy. It makes sense to me now. Okay.
After that, she asked for one more final meeting, but it didn't happen because he blocked her. For about 3 months, everything seemed quiet. Today she told me she needs to go see him again. It turned out they have been texting regularly, almost daily, for the last 2 months behind my back.
That makes more sense.
I confronted her and told her clearly, it's either me or him. If she sees him again, she cannot come back. What makes it even more complicated is that she doesn't earn enough to live on her own.
That's not complicated. That's called karma.
Without me, she could probably have to move out and figure out her life elsewhere. Possibly with him or back in her country.
90 Day Fiance.
I've always tried to stay calm and rational, but I'm struggling. Even if she decides to stay with me, I don't know how I could ever trust her again.
Exactly, so...
She's lied and hidden things before.
Oh,
What will stop her from doing it again?
exactly. You're not learning life's lessons. The circle is going, you're going round 2, round 3. Get out of the loop.
I keep wondering if I'm only holding on because I'm afraid of being alone, or afraid that I won't be able to find someone else.
Of course you can. You're straight. You have plenty of options. What are you worried about? I have to worry. I may never be able to get married. I have to worry. You have nothing to worry about. Keep going on with your life.
I don't feel very confident or attractive, and I hate that this fear might be affecting my judgment. My question: is there any real reason to stay, or am I just holding out out of fear?
You're holding out on fear. Just cut her loose. Work on yourself. If you want, we can go to fitness boot camp together. Motivate each other. And that's it. Like, she's done it to you more than once. It's not going to be the last time. She's probably going to get with somebody even crazier next. I mean, this is completely nuts. Move on with your life. The longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to bounce back. I'm assuming that this girl must be doing something to you to bring down your confidence and whatnot. Some people are like that. They'll try to chip away at you so that you'll never want to leave them or whatever, which is sick. But just leave. That's it. Does it say how old they are?
25
He's
male.
25. You got your whole life. Oh my gosh. What are you worried about? Forget it. I mean, okay, I'm just being 100% honest. You got bad teeth? Get your teeth fixed. You have some problem? Get it fixed. There. Like, there's nothing to worry about. You're in the prime of your life. Move on. That's it? There's more? Okay. I was like, don't scare me. Yeah, that's my advice to you. You decide. Now it's time for Solomon's Words of Wisdom. right. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about these videos of like a 27 part long story that's gone viral. I'm sure you guys have seen it or you guys have heard of it, but if not, the general gist of it, and I will be honest, I could only take it in doses and I had to kind of tune out stuff because this girl drove me nuts. Nuts. But the basic gist of it is there's this girl, I believe her family is of Nigerian descent, and she is very work oriented. I believe she works in real estate and very anti-relationship, very focused on career and independence and whatnot. And so I guess she goes and travels abroad. And remember I told you guys about don't do a 90-day fiance thing. No, 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 no. The things never work out. So this girl meets this guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, and falls in love with him after only dating like 2 or 3 times. And to be honest, I could not get through the whole thing. I was not watching this on my own. Somebody was showing this to me because I would never sit there and watch this on my own by choice because number 1, like I said, intuition, okay? Number 2, I always stress if you're confused in life, you need to talk with your friends or family or the people that you trust, that you care about, because sometimes you can be blinded in life, and it's very helpful to get a second, third, or fourth opinion from people that you trust. You know, it's important to help each other, friends, family, get through the challenges, the hard times in life, and like that's the point of this show, to help you from my experiences, other people's experiences, whatnot. Let's all help each other. So anyways, this girl falls in love with this guy, and I mean, I think it was the second or third date, because he would get her to go vacation with her. She lives somewhere in the US, but she would go travel abroad to meet and vacation with him, this and that, and he was trying to pretend like he's a multi-millionaire. I have real estate, I have businesses, all this stuff. And of course this girl was foolish enough to believe all this nonsense. And oh yeah, and his next story to impress her parents was, oh yeah, he competed in the Olympics and this. Give me a break. If somebody is saying all this kind of nonsense, you need to ask. I mean, if it's that far above and beyond, I mean, come on. Where's the receipts? Like, do you take me for a fool or what? That should have been going through her head. But no, oh yeah. And mom and dad, which, in their defense, okay, fine, whatever. They're so happy that their daughter is dating because they probably thought she was going to be a spinster or something. So like, oh good, she's finally going to get married. She loved this guy and stuff. And yeah, so I'm going to put that sentence on hold and let's backtrack a little bit. After the second or third date, magically, okay, so he takes her somewhere to mingle with his work associates. Yeah, right. Give me a break. So anyways, magically she passes out and she finds herself unconscious and she's all wet and she thought, oh, was it raining or something? Did I spill my drink on myself? And they're like, oh, yeah. But then in the bathroom, she finds out that it's actually urine. She's covered in urine. And I think there was blood on her too and stuff. But, you know, that's perfectly normal. Those aren't red flags, right? I mean, I do that all the time. I wake up in urine and blood. You know, I'm going to take myself out of the sentence because Solomon doesn't do that. Let's just say, oh yeah, for your friends to wake up in their blood and urine, that's normal, right? No red flags. So this girl continues to go on with this guy. I mean, to be honest, like I said, I didn't go through the whole thing because it just... My brain would have exploded. But my guess is he was probably trying to sell her because that's what people do nowadays, unfortunately, because that's where the world is at. Sell her, or maybe sell her organs or whatever. But these aren't work associates. These are people he wants to sell her to. I don't know the end of the story, and I'm not going to because I don't care. Because, girl, no. Anyway, so she's stringing her parents along on the story and whatnot, and just ridiculousness after ridiculousness after ridiculousness. And I guess for my own mental sanity, I would ask people, have you heard about this story, this 27-part story? They're like, oh, yeah. And does it bother you? Please tell me it bother you. They're like, yes, what's wrong with this girl? I'm like, okay, good. I'm not the only one, thank God. But The whole reason why I'm bringing this up is because, number one, like I said before, I want to emphasize intuition. Number two, I want to emphasize if you're not sure, you need to talk to your friends and family. In this girl's case, her family figured, oh, desperate times call for desperate measures, just go, marry anybody, whatever. Unfortunately, she didn't have a good set of friends because her friends didn't say anything to her, so I don't think those are your real friends, or real friends, I should say. But, and of course, the 90-day fiancé thing, like I told you guys before, don't do it. It's not realistic. It's not going to work, okay? It's just not. If you give it time, yes, 90 days, hell to the no. I would never marry anybody in 90 days. Doesn't make any sense. But lastly, the main thing I'm going to say is, and I know people have done this, if you're going through problems, you need to open your mouth, okay? I understand there's something called pride, there's something called honor. I want to, the social media stuff. Oh, I have this purse, this car, this house, look at me, I'm so great, and blah, 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 blah. It's not real. And in this case, this girl is making up this story to her friends and family because she wants to come off as, oh, I'm so fabulous. I'm so great. But girl, in the end, it doesn't matter because this is your life. The joke is on you. That's the reality. The joke is on you. You're lying, this and that, trying to show off. Guess what? These people have their own lives, their own things. The joke is on you. So people, stop lying, stop bragging, stop exaggerating. Nobody cares. At least they shouldn't. Nobody should care. What people should care about is, oh, look, this person's volunteering. This person's giving back. This person did something nice for somebody when they didn't need to. That's what we need to be paying attention to, not what car this celebrity drives or that. That doesn't matter. What matters is people that are good to each other, good to one another. Let me tell you a story. When I was in grad school, at graduation, they were giving out honors to extra honors, let's say that, those colored sash, to people that volunteer, like a community service type award. Okay? I wasn't supposed to know any of this, but I know everything. So I wasn't supposed to know this, but apparently somebody approached the dean and the panel of my school and they said, hold up, Solomon's name is not on this list. Something is wrong here. And they're like, why? He said, Solomon volunteers all the time. All the time. I know because I've seen him. So where is his award? And they're like, and he was asking, how come these people are getting awards? Oh, because they submitted their timesheets, their da-da-da-da-da for volunteer work for their award. Come to find out, he said, this is why Solomon needs the award. He's not like these people. He does it because he wants to do it. He doesn't need to brag about it. He doesn't need to check in. He doesn't need to write down the time. He just does it. And I know because I see him doing it all the time at different events and stuff. And he doesn't just volunteer, but he also teaches students too to volunteer. He's teaching people. He's helping out in the community. That's what he does. That's a real community service. This is the kind of stuff we need to do out there too. This is the kind of stuff that we should be praising or whatever, not the stuff that really doesn't matter. Like, let's make the world a better place. You know what I mean? Like, let's get our priorities straight. And like I said before, the joke is on you. Stop lying, stop fronting, stop bragging, all this stuff. No one cares. Have a good life, do good things. That's what matters. With that being said, you guys be kind to one another. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next time. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to always be kind to one another. Take care.